Okay. Um, I've purposely been making videos, knowing there'll be a day I will not be able to. Uh, what those videos I'm making on my YouTube channel is just continuously testifying and testimonials of what's happening to my brain. Um, as a human subject in this disturbing program that manipulates the brain and our body and destroying our bodies, I want to be able to speak about it before I can't. Because there'll be a time. Matter of fact, I don't think it's going to take too long because as a target individual, which is what I identify as a TI, uh, meaning that these governmental entities are using me as a human subject for the development of these weapons. And they are truly going against, like, my organs, my gastro organs are being destroyed. And I can feel it. I can feel things just not functioning, fatigue, tired, and very tired. Even when in my urine looks different, and I don't want to go too graphically, but and obviously know that my body is failing. Um, but I've known that this is gonna happen, and that's why I've been making so many videos. My videos are somehow of my story while I'm not there, and this is why I make this. And these perps, uh, perps are what you call contracted. Well, perps are contracted civilians, right? They live around you, um, and they not only live around you, but via V2K, they interact with you, right? For example, right now I just heard somebody just laughing, and they do things to try to agitate you. They are civilian contracted by these governmental entities, and their job is to agitate you and break you down and destroy your body and make you acceptive of this persona they've created, right? And no, they as they still human beings, right? The civilians, they human beings, and so they even like live off their own manipulations. It surprises me how somebody can do that, but I understand how can somebody do that, where they work day in and day out to manipulate me to experience things that I will not experience naturally. They truly even manipulate my thoughts. They create their dialogues in my brain, right? I know that this technology that I'm a human subject for, this weapon I'm a human subject for, it has technology extremely advanced, and so they have like these thoughts manipulations to try to kind of make you feel guilty about it. They kind of flip things around or try to change things around, uh, and it's what they do. Now, I know that it's more than just the manipulations of thoughts and memories and perception and reactions, but they are doing things to my brain. I could see that my skull has changed, has restructured. So most likely there's some swelling or something, I don't know, but my brain is no longer a normal brain. I can even see just via the, just looking at the skull, that something's happened to my brain. And even when I'm speaking, you can hear me struggling speaking. So that's kind of a sign that the brain is just really just being tormented. And that's why I make these videos, because I know there'll be a time when I will not be able to speak like this, right? So I speak now because there'll be a time that I will not be able to. And so I'm doing my best right now. But I'm just still thankful at the same time, because when I see these perps, they know nobody special. They're just regular people, and people like them. There's maybe millions of them or thousands of them, if anything. And that's because these governmental entities have like limitless resources. You know, the DoD budget is almost 1 trillion. Well, let me not exaggerate. It's up. I think it was almost 9 billion, 900 billion. Sorry, almost 900 billion, 900 billion for 1 year annually. So you can understand that that can afford you a lot of labor or a lot of individual, um, and I'm just thankful that I didn't have to live my life like them. Because the thing is, I don't want to be spiritual. I know these people try to block it out, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm trying to, but we're all gonna end up dying. If I'm dying in this painful way, that doesn't stop the fact that they're gonna die. Matter of fact, they can even still die in a painful way. Death is gonna happen regardless. But they lived life doing these things, living a life of just complete creation of reality, encountering reality. So when they manipulate this nastiness, they're like, oh, you see, we have so much. This is so much that they've created to make me experience. For example, 2 seconds ago, they were making me think of like these mental dialogues they were making me have. They create a persona. The humiliation of reality is this. Those entities, if you saw my last video, you see there is a horrible pattern in these agencies, in this intelligence community. There's obviously a problem with pedophilia. Obviously, it's there. They can contract as many civilians to this purpose who are childlike. They like to use childlike individual. You can see the struggle in me speaking. Childlike individual, or people who dumb themselves down, to try to counter that. But because in the last videos I easily highlighted, and it was highlighted before, that there's a problem with pedophilia. There's a lot of pedophiles in these agencies, in this DOD. I mean, like a problem, right? It's obvious, and as much as they try to dismiss it and try to create the fantasy of it, it's like, no, that's reality. And the reality is also that you do this manipulation that is pedophilia-centric. Now, is there a correlation? I don't know about that. But those entities coming up with these tactics and technology where they can manipulate your brain in every way they can, also have come up with a tactic to use this pedophilia type of tormenting as a way to break you down. They use that as a weapon to weaponize your own brain using this pedophilia type of torture to break you down, to break your ego, to break your self-image. They want you to see yourself in a different fashion. And then you have these bottom feeders who live around you, who are trying to make you accept this thing and try to be like, oh, they're supposed to be like gaslighting you into accepting this. They want you to identify with the things they manipulate you. And so whatever they do, they try to diverge, change subject. When you put things in perspective, it doesn't take a genius. I'm not a super smart individual. I'm not a stupid person, but at the same time, I cannot be saying like, oh, I'm such a genius, I understood what they were trying to do. Yes, it's obvious. They manipulate you, then they have people around you to do whatever they need to do to make you accept this as if it's you. And then when you put things in perspective, they try to diverge it. Yeah, abuse. They try to come up with ways to try to change subject for the fact that they do this pedophilia type of torture. They force people to experience these nasty things, and then they want you to identify with this. And they say random retardations of way of thinking, and they want you to be like, be acceptive of this, because these people's job is to gaslight you. There's at one point they were saying, oh no, it's you when you're 14. A grown man said that. You see, these people in a program where they not only do the pedophilia type of torture and torture children, but those entities are filled with pedophiles. Somebody have the retardations and the audacity to say, now we're making you think like you were thinking when you were a kid. So you understand, they themselves have to dumb themselves down. Of course, I know they're not this illogical. But for the purpose of gaslighting and for the purpose of participating in this thing, they're willing to be this retarded. For example, they create their own dialogues. They've been creating this persona that this Billie Eilish has been, you don't even, you look at these people, it's like, wow. I'm not perfect. I've lied. I've tried to impress people saying things of where I've but can you imagine try to gaslight somebody, like literally, like you do something to that person and then try to like oh my gosh, it's you yourself are the one who implanted this thing. It's like, oh my God, it's you. Oh Jesus, how humiliating. I couldn't live a life like this. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror and be like, wow, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? This is life? No. Please, I've lied many times. I've said untruthful things. I've tried to impress people. But I've never tried to make somebody believe that he's something or she's something that she's not. And on top of that, me, myself, I'm the one who is manipulating you to experience that and then try to make you accept this. These people are the true bottom feeders and cowards of the earth. But it's easy to do what they do. It's truly easy and it feels empowering. They have this thing where they try to make me subscribe to this Billie Eilish, and I was like, you are delusional. Matter of fact, I made a video. If you go through and type in Billie, you'll see the videos. There was at one point like, oh, she's thick. She's thick. I was like, you delusional. Okay. I make this video and you see Billie Eilish where they say I think she's thick, her being like a little 14-year-old kid or so, and then a woman who I consider curvaceous. And I was like, do you see the reality? You think this is that? Is that this little kid? It's nothing? And then it starts to create this interaction in my brain. And they were like try to push me to say something else. Where they were trying to say, like, I'm looking at this full-grown woman who's a real woman. And this kid is like a little... It's like this... And it made me think this woman can eat this little thing for breakfast. It's like she ate her. And then they tried to make me think, try to make me say, even you can eat her as breakfast, like, because she's so small, like she's so nothing. And I was like, you want me to say that because you want to create these disgusting, disturbing things, like sexual. And then they start going into like this dialogue. You see, we proved it. You proved it. That is the kind of things they do. 24/7. They go with manipulations and disturbingness and want you to subscribe to it throughout today. Because of obviously the last video that shows that these people are run by pedophiles. There's so much pedophilia in this agency. It's ridiculous. I mean, 5,200. Just remember that number. Off one, it's just ridiculous. It's like it's abnormally insane that they will let so much pedophiles in this agency. It's truly a freaking and I know there's more than what they show. So if there's more to that, it's just another level. But I'm not too surprised because these tactics, they've normalized using this pedophilia type of torture. They're completely normal. They find it completely normal to be forcing somebody to have sexual stimulations toward children. They normalize that. And they call it being at war. For them, pedophilia is like a war weapon. We are at war. No, you're not. I'm a human subject. You're developing this technology. You're developing this weapon. It's a technology that's used as a weapon. They're developing this weapon. And they're using these tactics that have been used on others and tweaking around and improving it. Because we are just human samples. And the more you have, the better it gets. It's like machine learning technology. The more people they do this to, the better it gets. So today they were making me feel... I'm going to make one video of one specifically. This little girl in the background, little black girl. You can only see the back of the head. And the father's carrying her. And they were trying to make me look at this baby in this sexual way. It's just like a 2-3-year-old. To the point where they try to make me look at her little butt like in this. I'm like, are you serious? It's a little butt. It's like, you touch the screen when you... And truly trying to create some stuff. I was like, this is so disgusting. It's like, no, we mapped it. That's how you would see it when you were a kid. Black girl. You see? We mapped it. And they make noise campaigns like, you're delusional trash. Do you think I ever let you live that fantasy? I know you force people to look at children in disturbing ways. And for you to even go, it's like, no, that's how you felt when you were a child. No. I'm not a child. And I'll never subscribe to these manipulations. Now, as I'm speaking about it, what's happening to my organs, I don't know. It's just so bad. And, like I said, if I don't make it, which I think, they want to prolong this thing. So I don't think it's going to be like a sudden death. It's not going to be quick. It's going to be prolonged. However long it gives me time to speak more about the things that's happening to me. And be able to speak before I can't. I'm just so thankful. And they've been trying their best to then try to find ways to vilify me and bring up whatever things that can just vilify me. I'm like, listen, whatever you bring up, there's not a single human being that would want me to die or suffer or whatever, except the people involved in this program, who are in a program that torture even children and women. So you, first of all, you're you're the foulest human. I know it's easy, but they're foul human being. The torture of women that is sexual, the torture of children that is sexual, suffocating 7-year-old, causing mass shooting. The last mass shooting here, 18, largest of the year. Yeah, target individual. These cowards, this is what they do. They have so much blood of women and children and men all around the world. And I'm saying blood, even if some of them have done it once, some of them have multiple, this program is the program that's doing this. So when you join this program, you share the blood that they've spilled. No matter how many times you participated in one of their development of this technology or one of these programming or manipulations or whatever, you are now involved with them, and so you share the same blood that they have spilled, because you have accepted to be involved in that program that today, right now, is even causing the torment and torture of children. And so you're even responsible for when a target individual loses his mind and starts shooting and killing people. It's on your hand too. What do you think? You think you can come and enjoy this empowerment and godlike and you're not going to share? That's part of this. If it's your world, you understand what this means. You are this shit. And I'm so thankful. Because when you hear the testimonials of what they do to women and children, and some of these people, please, some of them have truly have the long experience of doing this to others. So you tell me that you accept it to be involved in a program that maybe even the people who are currently by your side have done that to women and children. But because for me, they come, oh no, just pay back, it's trash. I'll cry like these women are crying. That some of you have seen cry. Screaming, suffering. Delusional shit. I could never let these people live this fantasy. They obviously want to create a psyop, and that's the goal of the facade that you see, target individual. They try to make it look like it's everything but this large, massive government doing this. Which this large, massive government happen to have a lot of pedophiles, abnormally. Like, it's crazy. It's just like a significant amount, as that article said. Not just one or two here. In the thousands. And I'm sure there's more to that. So the humiliation of reality. These people who cause mass shooting, torture women, do the pedophilia type of torture, yes. You've heard that from even women who get raped by this low life. Saying, it's funny, I heard this person's like, we kill a patient, right? And I'm hearing this person because I think they're going to they're going to make me go to the hospital at some point. Something's going to collapse or something's going to fall. And I'm like, yes. Do you remember this woman talking about hospitals? Everybody? This woman who tried to go for surgeries. They botched the surgeries. They make this woman's life horrible at the hospital. The testimonials everything is systematic. Everything. In every way, there's no way I can never look at them for what they wish they wanted to be. I remember they tried to bring me back to when I was a second job, right? After I quit the job that put me in this program, which happens to be a very conservative group of people, that the reason why they came and say the name of this pedophile, Roy Moore, is because of them. They can't even say that. You understand how sad life is for them? They enjoy this, they love this, for sure. But they also can't live that fantasy they wanted to create. Pedophilia is running through these agencies that contract these bottom feeders. They torture women and children. They came and speak about a pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old when he was a 35-year-old assistant DA. They wanted to create a psyop of this femme fatale feminist because of the employee who put me in this program. Is so conservative that they donated so much, well, they donated a significant amount of money to the end of the abortion rights. Oh, they call them, like, literally their name is properly said that they invested and, they donated that much money, this company. So the humiliation of this psyop is just beyond. So that's why the torture I'm going to experience, they're going to try to cope with it. It's like, oh, we're going to film it when you torture, when you're going to be tortured, you're going to be screaming, I want to see you die slow. It's like that. But all that's not going to change what you just heard. Yes, I'll hurt, of course. But it's not going to change anything. What part is that going to change anything? Like, what part is going to be changed in regard of what I just said? And they're like, I'm going to watch you suffer and scream. It's like, oh, wow, I'm sure your life is going to be so much better. You're just a bottom feeder. I'm glad that I was able to make you see things that you didn't want to see. You want to escape from reality. That's what you're part of. This is the women that are dying, suffering, children tortured. Yes, you're part of that. Yes, the people who put me in this program are those people. The same reason why you can't even get an abortion in Texas. You who wants to be such a woke femme fatale trash. You can't even say Roy Moore. And guess what? Those pedophiles, yeah, who's your pedos? Let's clearly see who's your pedos. And so, for me, I just got to say that I'm thankful that I didn't have to live this life. And I remember when they were trying to make it seem like they want me to normalize them, like normalize what they're part of. They want me to think that it's normal, that should be accepted, that this is part of No. You've normalized it to deal with it. I'm not going to let you do that. I remember when I started working at this new place, before I found out that something was going on, and they would bring people, and they're like, oh, are you okay with that? They're like, yeah, I'm okay for him, yes, I'm okay with that. And they make me think, oh, this all the things you did. It's like, please. Okay, so you want me to be like, oh my gosh, these people in the program where causes mass shooting, torture children, rape women every day, I should be like, oh my gosh, no. If these people are like, oh, we should do that to it, I should feel vilified? Trash. They are a piece of shit that now work for this program, that have been working for a program that tortured children. No wonder why people go into insanity and go mass shootings. So these people are involved in a program that does these horrible things to even babies? What the? So they're involved in a program. So they want me to look at them like, oh, you see? No, these pieces of shit are involved in this same program where a mass shooting just killed 18 people because the guy was pushed to insanity. Involved in a program where systematic rape is utilized on women. If I was a woman, born a woman, not the way they try to make me think of it, born a woman, do you think they'll stop? If they can vilify a single mother with children, this is happening to the most vulnerable people you can imagine. Go listen to Leslie Crawford's story. Single mother, children and everything. Her co-workers all participating in destroying her life. Talking about her eyes are all destroyed. What were they saying? When they look, oh, you see, look, trash ass. Never. So for me, I'd rather die this way than having to live the life that these people live, because they have to counter. And for me, I did not let... I'm just so thankful that I got to see who they vilified, who they've been torturing, it's crazy. Because imagine if it was us, we saw people involved in these things. I was like, they got involved in this program. What they do in this program? What? They torture women and children and babies. What? For them is... Can you imagine? Oh, they involve, oh, this program does what? It sexually torture women till they kill themselves. Oh, and they play the film. It just caused a mass shooting, the largest mass shooting this year. They're in the same program that does that. They delude themselves. They destroy life of how many women? And children? That's the reality. Instead of seeing that in the real world, they kind of counter it. It's like, oh no, you remember what you did there? You see that was bad. You remember, oh, for Courtney. Oh, you see Brittany, you see that? I'm like, food. Brittany living her best life. Courtney, you made her black during COVID. Meaning that they tried to make me believe that was Courtney. Made me believe a woman who's not black, who's white, was black. Tell me I'm a father. I was like, this is the storyline. Like, I didn't want to try to find her. I was like, what a waste of my energy. I'll never find her. Well, there's thousands and thousands of testimonials of women saying how they're getting raped every day and destroyed. Their genital being fried up. Can't even use the restroom. A woman, a target individual, she's sitting in the toilet talking about they're playing with me. Like, I'm having issue using the restroom. I cannot use the restroom. When I go to use her, and I'm sorry for the graphic, but that's what she was on the bathroom. I cannot. It's not going. It's like they're playing with my muscles in the rectum area to make it hard for her to use the restroom. She's on the bathroom. Other women just randomly talk about all this. They're doing these horrible things and whatever, and then they rape me. Another woman literally filming herself as they're doing this remote rapes that they can do. And nasty. And you know what they try to say to counter that? Oh, they're gonna film you being tortured. That is what they try to do to counter the reality. And yes, it's nothing that for them because that's what they do to women. So for me, I said that target individual do not ever feel vilified by them. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. I've done stupid things. I look back, I'm like, what the? But I can reassure you, nobody can say, hey, this person, which is me, deserve to die. Die for him. The only people who says that are the people in the program that is torturing women and children. I can never let them live their fantasy. So to all my target individuals, do not ever feel vilified for anything you actually have done when it comes from them. These people are not the people who are going to vilify you, and do not identify with the personas and the manipulation they make you experience every day. Disgusting low life, that's part of their job. They are supposed to make you identify with the manipulations that you experience today. When you look at a child, when you experience this nasty dream, the stimulations, all of that is in the textbook of what they do. So I rather suffer, scream, and then die than having to have worked in a program where women and children have been raped. Women have been raped, children have been sexually tortured, suffocated, causing mass shooting, doing lifetime of destruction and slowly killing No, what they have, they know. Is the kind of things that that's gonna come to them is things that no human can do to them. So to all my target individual, stay strong.